This is breaking news.
We are heading now back out to 45th, Northeast 45th and Hiwassee, where that manhunt is underway. Jim, what's been going on?
Well, they walked this field right here. Now, as we told you before, what you're looking at is that's Northeast 41st Street, where that police car is. You can see him walking back out of that field. But I'm telling you, Dana, he has not come out of those cedar trees. We've had 2 cameras on him. When he walked into those cedar trees, he never came out of those cedar trees. Now, they've walked around those cedar trees and stuff, but they went back to their cars. I'm thinking he's probably crawled up inside one of those cedar trees and is just sitting still there, because we have never seen him come out. Even while we were live on the air, we saw him walk into those cedar trees. He never came out. And right now they have walked all around that field, but they've walked right past those cedar trees. And so I don't know what to tell you here, but this is at Northeast 41st and Hiwassee Road. Now, this was to get people up to date, this was a pursuit that happened down south, came up northbound on Hiwassee, ended at Northeast 45th when they turned on dirt road and crashed their SUV out. And then 3 suspects, I was told, exited that vehicle and ran. We picked up the 1 suspect that ran east across Hiwassee Road and come down through a field here in a farmer's field here and crossed into this pasture right here, and just north of Northeast 41st Street, where he entered those cedar trees, and we never seen him come out. So that's where we stand right now. I don't know about the other 2 suspects, if they have done anything about them. I'm looking over. It looks like they may have just given up that perimeter over there. None of the police cars are over there on that perimeter now. They've just had brush pumpers show up and put the SUV out because it completely caught fire just moments ago, but they got a brush pumper on that to put that out. And right now, this is where we stand right now. Still looking for this 1 suspect that entered this little field right here. We'll keep you updated. Jim Garpoint live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Back to you.
Jim, thank you, and it's good to see that it looks like that they got that fire out, high fire danger that Lacey had been talking about earlier. But if you look down there, looks like there's still some police out there looking for those, I guess still now 3 outstanding suspects that ran into these woods here after that pursuit, after they crashed out after that pursuit. Of course, we're still looking here in the newsroom as to what the situation was on that pursuit, but we're going to continue to follow this. Jim is keeping an eye on it. It looks like, well, it looks like this officer or deputy here has his gun drawn, walking into those trees. I don't know if we want to, do we want to stay on this, Lacey or Bailey, or do you want to go back to programming? Okay, I think we're going to stay on this since that officer does have his gun drawn going into the trees, and just kind of keep an eye here on that situation. Of course, Jim's going to stay overhead as we keep an eye on this. Jim, what do you think is going on there? Is those the trees that this guy is hiding in?
That's right. Those clump of cedars right there in the center of the screen, and that officer had his gun drawn moments ago. Of course, you know, this is very dangerous for the officers because, like I said, we saw him drop something on this little path back to the north in this farmer's field there. We saw him drop something. We don't know if that was a gun or what that was, but if, you know, you walk up on them, you don't know what's in those cedar trees, and, you know, it's very dangerous. I mean, if the person is armed, you know, you just walk up on that cedar tree, you got to be very careful here. But again, you know, unless he is super, super stealthy, we saw him enter that clump of trees and never come out. He has never come out of that clump of trees. And so again, they may be waiting on a dog to show up, Dana, and let the dog go in, which would be, you know, probably the thing to do. But again, here, that's where we stand with this 1 suspect. Like I said, they have, I think they've given up on the other 2 because I don't see the perimeter, which is going to be northeast of us on the west side of Hiwassee Road. I don't think that they're going to search for those 2 over there anymore. They're just concentrating on this person right here, and I don't know if he was a driver or just one of the passengers. But again, they brought Air 1 in now. Now Air 1 has just arrived on scene, basically to fly this area right here. So, Dana, that's where we stand right now. I mean, you know, the farmers, the 2 farmers that were north of this, they watched him walk right in there, and they stayed north to make sure he didn't come back towards them. And then he never crossed 41st Street to the south. So he is right in there somewhere. We'll just have to see what plays out here, Dana.